time. So this isn't going to take too long, but I really just want to be able to get some information into your hands. Um, Years ago when I found these products, when I found this opportunity, I had no idea what I had my hands on. And so Melody wanted to bring some people together today to just hear my story, but also let me explain why these products and why now. So let me just get started. My name is Daisy Shane Goodwin. I am a mom of three. That is my biggest and best accomplishment that I've ever done. I have three beautiful children. My whole life growing up, and I've been able to do that, and it's just been life changing. Some days I can't wait to have a little break, but if you're a mom of three or more, you know how that is real. But anyways, before I found this, my husband and I were professional athletes. We had a great time doing that. We were able to travel the world. We were able to meet incredible people, experience different cultures. But as great as it sounds, in 2008, when the economy was crashing in our country, we got phone call after phone call right in about a 6-day span that our income was either being cut in half or completely taken away. Now, we had just bought our dream property here, a little, Hawaiian house, just a little if we could help it. And so we decided to start a small cafe here in our tiny town of 400. And we thought this would be a great way to serve the community. We've always been into health, wellness, so we thought we'll feed them good food. Hopefully, we'll be able to make a little bit of money, and we'll be able to keep living this dream that we had created. Well, any small business owners out there? Because it's fun for about the first 2 weeks, right? You're hanging things on the wall, people are coming in, and then you get stuck with the reality of the 24/7 job. I mean, our feet were nailed to the floor. Forget going on vacation. We also got paid last, if at all. I mean, some months there was just money going out. We lost all of our savings in a month. It was really a tricky time for us, because then we had to sit down again and say, do we file for bankruptcy? You remember 2008, people were not coming in to buy organic food that was taking care of themselves. We were going through drive-throughs, right? We were coupon cutting. We were trying anything we could to save money because the economy was falling apart around us. So that was a bad time to start a business, especially if you're in the food industry. And we decided, let's just walk away. We don't want to file for bankruptcy. We don't want that on our credit. We don't want that on our record. So we went straight on into survival mode. I waitressed. I cleaned vacation rentals. My husband would work the odd construction job. Remember that time, there wasn't a lot of people building houses. So we were strapped. Our second car, and we had to share a car. And it was just this moment, an aha moment of, wow, this is really real. And there's no light at the end of the tunnel. I remember our with you about this and transparent and real, because not only are a lot of people there right now, the unemployment rate is out of the window, but I'm also telling you that because that's when my health, I've been healthy. Never forget the first one. I'm pulling up to the mailbox. I mean, we live so far in the middle of nowhere that we don't even have mail delivered to our house. That's how small of a town we live in. And I remember pulling up, my two kids in the back, and my heart starts beating really fast. And I'm like, am I having a heart attack? And I don't know if you've ever had an anxiety attack, but the sweat, and you can't breathe, and your lungs are tight. And I remember just going, oh my gosh, what is happening to me? And unfortunately, that started happening all the time to me. We had to move out of our house and in with our in-laws, my in-laws. We fought, my husband and I fought all the time, and divorce was on the table. We weren't present with our children. And I remember that was a big moment for me of what the heck has happened. my life is falling apart. I can't even be present with my kids because that's the most important thing to me. And I'm drowning. That's what it felt like. And then the insomnia hit. And then the depression hit. And then my heart palpitations. So I was not doing well, as you can imagine. And then I had this really weird opportunity. We're going to switch gears because a dear friend came to us and said, hey, do you guys want to shoot a movie and go around the world with your kids? You can imagine. I said, yes. I packed my bags, our bags as quick as we could. And we went around the world to film this movie with my two children, small babies, 3 and 4 months old. And we went around the world and it was great, but it was a mirage because the reality was there was an end date. And even though the show was one day, or the movie was one day going to be picked up by Netflix, we were going back to the reality of drowning, survival mode, the hamster wheel. That's what I like to call it. When you're working hard, you're not getting paid what you're worth, and you're never getting ahead. And so, again, the anxiety attack started, the heart palpitations. I did not want to go to the doctor. I did not want to admit at 35 that I was going to have to, get on some kind of medication just to help my heart rate be normal. And that's when a guy that I highly respect, an older man, an older gentleman, who I've always looked to as like the pillar of health, came over to my in-laws and he said, I didn't want to worry you, but I've been battling colorectal cancer. He said, Daisy, I didn't want to get lit up with chemo. I believed in natural medicine, my whole life. I mean, this guy was the one that started the first health food store in Colorado. I mean, he understood how incredible natural medicine can be. And he said, I talked to a naturopath. I was told that if I bring my glutathione up, that I would have a fighting chance. Now, I don't know if you're aware of glutathione, but it's essential for health. It's everything, it helps everything from just simple things like immune system and increasing your energy, all the way to chromosome integrity, healthy insulin levels, inflammatory response, all of that. So I'm listening. The skeptic. I was the friend that would tell you that if you were joining network marketing, you were losing your money, that you were joining a pyramid scheme, that's for people that can't get a real job. Now, just in the last 8 years, the market has shifted. People are learning about network marketing and learning about leveraged income and all those things. But for me, I told him, I said, Brian, I'm offended. I said, where we're at financially. We can't afford another product. I don't have time to run another business. No way. And I went upstairs to bathe the kids. And this is a true story. But I hear this video playing. My husband got sucked in. My husband's watching this video. And I can hear it. And I can hear my husband come running upstairs and he goes, babe, you've got to see this. This is different. I've never seen anything like this. So I hope that you have a pen and a paper. I'm going to have you take a couple notes. I'm sorry that I forgot to tell you that early on, but I want you to go and watch this video, as crazy as that sounds. Because when I finally watched it, really, I was impressed, because this is not a funded by the company promotion advertisement, right? This is what you usually see. It's like a 5-minute video and it's like all these people explaining how this did this for them. This is different. This was an ABC primetime report. Do you remember that show in the 2000s? They would go in, they would try to debunk, these businesses for making false claims. And there was always a guy, right? He's leaving out the back door and he's embarrassed and the ratings go up and the drama. I mean, I used to watch the show. And what happens is they go in there to debunk a world-renowned scientist for making claims that had never yet been medically possible. And that is that the flagship product that I'm talking about, we've actually extended it now, and I'll get into that in a second. But our flagship product, Protandim, 5 herbs, natural 5 herbs, all amazing on their own, but 1,800 times more synergistically effective when put together at this proportion. So they go in there to debunk the scientist. John Quinones goes, he gets his blood drawn, and his oxidative stress goes down 45% in 2 weeks. And that's what the human study came out with, saying that, hey, this 1 pill a day will take your oxidative stress down by 40% in 30 days. And that's the human study that came out in 2005. So they went in, and him being the guinea pig, it's only a positive transformation. I mean, honestly, there's a graph that shows that you can't distinguish an 80-year-old's blood from a 20-year-old's blood after being on this product. So yeah, all of a sudden I was interested, not in the business. I was actually skeptical because it was network marketing. I was still skeptical, but I passed it out to my friends and family as guinea pigs because I was like, this sounds too good to be true. But let me show you, let me get into the science a little bit so you can kind of understand. I know a lot of people are understanding more and more about oxidative stress. It is becoming a buzzword, but when I learned about this almost 8 years ago, I didn't know what it was. So if you're there, it's okay. But it's basically the rusting of our engine. Basically, right at about the age 20, our production can't fight the free radicals that are bombarding us. Okay, so look at this apple, it turns brown on the counter. That is what's happening as our cells age. But this is the big one right here. Oxidative stress destroys our DNA and our cells, but it contributes to all human disease and causes the signs of aging. Now, this is an incredibly strong statement to make. And I thought the same thing. I said, wait a second, that's a lot to say. But then when I started to unravel cellular activation and how it actually is possible to flip the switch on in our genes to fight the free radical damage that's coming at us, 1,000,000 per one is what's happening to us on a cellular level. So when we take the antioxidants, when we eat well, my friend, the epitome of health. But guess what? We cannot fight the damage that's coming at 1,000,000 per second on our cells. We eat the blueberries, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. This is a whole different theory, scientifically backed, that is actually mind-blowing. So people like my friend who is so healthy still got cancer. That's why for me, ingredient checker, Kangen water drinker. I mean, I am like really, really serious about my health. I still was dealing with stuff like anxiety, depression, because emotional stress, the pollutants in the air, the cell phones, even right now, you're getting oxidative stress. So as you can imagine, John Quinones went into run in because medically it had never been possible. So let me explain what happens. Overnight, this thing airs, 2 million orders go through. And you're gonna watch it. I want you to write this down really quick. Hopefully you've had a chance to grab a pen and a paper. abcnewsreport.com. Now this is where you're gonna see this 5-minute video. There's doctors from Harvard on there. There's Dr. Joe McCord, the formulator, on there. And so these products were on the shelves at GNC and High Health, different selected health food stores around the country. Overnight, all these orders went through. They didn't have the infrastructure to handle the demand, as you can imagine. And over the next 4 or 5 years, people went back once or twice, they forgot about it. They tried to ramp up productions. They tried to do infomercials and pop-up shops at GNC. But because this is such an incredible story to be told, and because it really does sound too good to be true, people forgot about it. The company's about to go into debt. They hire someone in 2009. They say, what do? We have a product that can literally change the way that people age. We can go to the root cause of where disease starts and fix it almost by half in a month. What do? And this businessman says, have you thought of network marketing? Now, you're here today because you trusted your friend enough to listen, or you're watching the replay because you love your friend enough just to listen, to support. And that's the beautiful thing about network marketing. It's the most effective way to do business. You trust someone enough, you listen to the information. It's up to you whether you want to try it or not, or you want to join the business. We're not here to force you, but people can make an educated decision. Now, here's what happened. Here's what else happened. And this is what the icing on the cake was for me so that I would try the product. Because people started coming back to me, my dad, what is this stuff? I feel as good as I haven't felt this good since I was in my 20s, he tells me. My father-in-law's heart, blood pressure goes down dramatically. Now, I can't tell you that we're going to cure disease. The FDA does not allow us to say that we're going to mitigate it or treat it, but you're going to be able to go and check out this information. This is the second thing I want you to write down, pubmed.gov. I'm going to show you the website. Now, this is not Google or Wikipedia. You can't just pay to have your information on here, friends. This is the National Library of Health's website, the U.S. National Library of Medicine. And this is what blew my mind, is when that ABC primetime aired, it wasn't just the masses that saw it. It was also highly respected organizations, universities, and they start their own independently funded research. So when I say that we're backed by science, it's not just throw some spaghetti on the wall and hope it sticks, like a lot of these companies. Look at who backs us. Harvard, Texas Tech, American Heart Association, University of Florida, the NIH. This is a very big deal, and why it's bringing in health professionals from around the world, people like me who are skeptical on network marketing because of this. So I want you to go to this website. You can type in Protandim in that search bar and you can read all the 26 peer-reviewed research studies. But what got my attention the most is when I started connecting the dots with my story, and that's what I want you to do. I want you to go to pubmed.gov. I want you to type in oxidative stress and whatever you can think of. Cancer, heart disease. I typed in depression, arthritis, anxiety, ADHD, whatever you can think of. Autoimmune, infertility. It's all connected, all of it. And if we have the only product with no competition that can take that down almost by half, that's a big deal. Now, let me just shift gears a little bit. And really quick, I'll tell you what happened to me. I got on the product. Immediately, I was feeling better. I literally was sleeping like a baby within 3 days. I was normal, if you know what I mean. Which hadn't happened in a while. I was happy. It was amazing. It was a complete transformation. Within 3 months, I had early onset arthritis, I think, from pushing myself as an athlete for all those years. Within 3 months, it's gone. I have not had it since. It was all in my hands. It was a nightmare. So my story, right? So I go outside, people start stopping me in the street. My neighbor says, "What is going on with you? You look different. Your skin's glowing." I get on the skincare because it goes down to the 4th level with the same technology as NRF2 breakthrough technology and fixes your skin instead of, clogs it with, all the chemicals. People are stopping me. And asking me and telling me they want to get on these products. So that's when I looked at the business. Now, again, I'm not here to force you into anything. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about this and why this company. If you're not open to network marketing, just try to listen to me for the next 3 to 5 minutes. If it's not for you, if you have something really good going on financially, that's great. But I really do want you to just be open-minded because so many people are hurting. So many people are looking for just a little bit extra. And I have never seen anything like this as far as what's possible. So let me tell you a little bit about network marketing. Now, whether you do it or not, you're doing it every day. I started to think about things like the last restaurant that I went to that I loved the entree. But guess what? When I tell 5 people about it, I don't get a free iced tea when I go back. Or the Netflix series, right? Some of us even post about it on Netflix. We post about it on Facebook, but we don't get a free month subscription. We don't get 10% off our next bill. All we're doing with network marketing is sharing the information and getting compensated. We're cutting out the middleman and we are getting paid for talking about it. So let me explain about why this company. Now, in network marketing, it's hard to find a company that will pay you good on the front end and good on the back end, meaning that a lot of these companies will pay you a lot up front. So that's the get rich quick thing, right? It's a mirage as well. It's not real. You get paid a lot at the front, but in the back end, which is the wheel that you want to create that's going to spin without you, you're not getting compensated. And so when I looked at this, I was actually blown away because you get 40% back of whatever you bring in. 40%. So my neighbor, he gets on the product. He actually orders some for his dog. We have an incredible canine version that is unbelievable. I cannot tell you the stories because of time. I could go on and on, but I'm not. But all of a sudden, he gets a $100 order. I'm going to get 40% back, $40 tomorrow. My phone gets a little ding and I get notified and I get paid. And that's not huge, but it's definitely enough to put some gas in the car, right? Buy some groceries. And then there's something called a matching bonus. There's something called an elite bonus where you global profit share and everything sold in the world. But because of time, I'm not going to go into all of that. You can get with the person that invited you, ask all the questions. We can get on another call. But let's just say that this compensation plan wins for having one of the most generous in the industry, where the work you put in, you get to get paid over and over again on the work you did once. And that to me is amazing because it is the freedom of choice that it gives you. I'm going to show you the income disclosure statement really quick. Now, because we're publicly traded, I don't even know if I told you that, we are a publicly traded company, friends. It is transparent. And because our products have gotten bigger, we have an energy drink that it's basically brain food, removes all that fog, gives you incredible energy with not feeling guilty about it. We have the dog product. We have incredible probiotics and prebiotics. We basically have a handful of products that my family will never stop taking. One that rebuilds the mitochondrial function, which is important from everything from the way that your lungs inflate to the way that your heart beats. We also have NAD, which raises your sirtuin level by 100% in 24 hours. Nothing else can do that that's on the market. And because people will take a pill and they're consumable and they get to the bottom, we have an 87% retention rate. So let's just focus really quick here on the third row over. Now, this is the average that people make. Pro 3 is a very attainable rank. There's actually thousands in my organization. And these are just people that really talk about the product. They want to make a little extra. They don't necessarily want to, change their entire life financially, right? But they just love the product, share the product, and they make $600 a month. Still not huge, but definitely helpful. Back in 2008, I read that $300 would have kept half the people in their house and not have to foreclose. That to me is just life-changing because I was there. Okay, Pro 5. I don't know what you would do with $3,000 coming in every month. For us, it was a big deal. We were able to move back into our house, kick out the vacationers, and move back onto our property. But this is what I'm really here to share with you is these elite ranks. Now, this is more than doctors and lawyers make in our country. I tell people, even if it took you 10 years of fitting this in the nooks and crannies of your life, following the system that's already in place, that's totally duplicatable, this is life-changing money. I mean, this is when you start to global profit share and everything sold in the world. You, as a Pro 7, share in 1%, Pro 8 share in 2%, Pro 9 share in 3%, and Pro 10 share in 4%. Again, I'd never done this before, not a salesperson, but I do believe in health. I do believe in helping others. So if that is what you feel like too, if this resonates with you at all, or if you just want to try the product, definitely do. This company is about to explode. I'm not a fluffy person as far as throwing a bunch of stuff and hoping people bite. That's not me. But what I do know is I've watched this company grow slow and steady. We just had the biggest fiscal year we've ever had in the history of this company in the middle of the pandemic. People are suffering. People are looking for a little bit of extra. People are also looking for ways to strengthen their immune system to be as strong as possible, right? Ironclad when this pandemic rolls around their neighborhood. We just closed the ringing bell on the NASDAQ on Wall Street in January. We have an incredible board of directors, one that worked for Coca-Cola and was on at the top of Airbnb. Aaron Brockovich is on our board of directors. So this company is going to hit that thing called momentum. And it's up to you if you are looking for another opportunity. This is it, because you don't have to quit your job to work on your fortune. And I watched this grow slow and steady underneath me. And the biggest thing, guys, is you don't know when life's going to happen. For us, it was, month 4 of our third child, with our third child of the pregnancy. I was put on bed rest where I could only use the bathroom. That's how bad it was. And guess what? I didn't have to worry about the income coming in because we dug our well before it was dry. And that's the truth. And this is the opportunity that you can do that. Be a part of something that is bigger than you. But really, the reason why I'll never stop taking these products is because there's nothing else like it on the market. They do what nothing else can do. And that's huge. So get with the person that invited you. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate you guys being here. My son is literally driving by in his little Jeep. He's going to be in here any minute screaming mama. So I'm going to get off, but I really appreciate you guys taking the time. This is big information. Go and do your due diligence. Don't let this pass you by without really looking. So thanks everybody. Have a great day. Much love.